Okay, how I ended up in Louisville, Kentucky, because I'm from Memphis. One day, God just said, move to Kentucky. And I'm like, what? So I said, I'm not moving to Louisville because Louisville is too bad. So the Most High, not to be outdone, he shut off all my money. So I had to move to Louisville, Kentucky. And I ended up in a homeless shelter, but the young lady said, Miss April, don't ever move to the West End. I said, why? They said, oh, Miss April, it's so bad out there. It's got so many drugs. Guess what? Guess why I ended up moving to the West End. Anyway, so it happened to be a little restaurant right next door where they make sandwiches and all of this. So me and the guy that worked there just hit it off. We were changing recipes and everything. And then after about a month's time, I discovered that the plug lived right in my neighborhood, super close. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm starting to feel some cartel energy with my friend. Now, keep in mind, we've been exchanging recipes all this time. So, I said, and his boss is the lead cartel person. I was never afraid. So, by that time, he had started getting feelings for me. Okay? That's what it is. I can't help that sometimes. People just do. Guys just do. Anyway, so I decided to go over there and talk to him. I said, look, don't do this, because they stood in front of me one day and spoke their language, but I interpreted, don't know nothing about the language, but I because his boss knew that he was getting feelings for me. He asked, are you going to kill her for me? And so you got to get your deserving up. Anyway, so I peeped out what they were saying. So I went over there and I hugged him and I was crying because I like him. I didn't want nothing to happen to him. Like God really taking him out. I said, don't do this. You don't know who I am. You got to stop doing this. I was just crying on his shoulder and then I left. But I already knew that he had already started developing feelings for me. Okay, so then I got ready and I moved. So it was about a month later. I called to see if he was there. I said, may I speak to? And they said, well, he's not here. And I said, well, is he at the other location? They said, no, he doesn't work here anymore. And I'm like, yes, I got to him. Watch my video about Paul, how Paul used to unalive Christians or have them unalive. So there is hope for people that we're thinking that they're too heavily in their crime. No, because Paul wrote most of the New Testament.